In the 6th episode of the A.S.A.P Tech News, we talk about the new Seasonic case, which is the first one the company has ever made. We then have the ASRock RX 6800 XT Taichi graphics card, which has been pictured, new SuperFlower liquid CPU coolers, and a new Montech high-end case series. Onwards with the news. We start with Seasonic and their latest new PC case called the Syncro Q. This case is special as it is only sold with a Seasonic Connect power supply included, at first anyway. The Seasonic Syncro Q704 is equipped with 4 Montech servo fans and has by default an inverted layout inside. The case offers a CPU clearance of 185mm, a graphics card clearance of 345mm, and a power supply clearance of 280mm, although the power supply is already included, at least for the European market and at least for now. The pricing of this product is varied as it comes in multiple variants and with different fans pre-installed. From reading a few reviews of this unique product, it appears that the Seasonic Syncro Q704 with a Seasonic Connect 650W power supply included will be available at around $310 or euros excluding taxes, while the case on its own should be priced at around $150 or euros. However, if you want a case and to have the Montech servo fans included, then you will have to pay around $190 or euros just for different fans. Moving on with ASRock and the latest graphics card which has been pictured online. This is the RX 6800 XT Taichi and it looks pretty much like what we were expecting from a Taichi branded product, especially a graphics card. The ASRock RX 6800 Taichi has a dual BIOS switch which will cycle through the pre-installed profiles, one for performance and the other one for a lower noise output. In addition, just like how it was the case with the previous Taichi branded graphics cards, the RGB LEDs can thankfully be switched off via a dedicated switch similar with the one used for the BIOS profiles. The graphics card has 2 display ports available, a single HDMI port, and a USB Type-C display connector. One of the advantages of this particular graphics card is the power delivery system. At this point, this is the only Navi graphics card that uses 3 8-pin power connectors. The card is expected to have a price higher than the recommended MSRP of $649, that is for the reference graphics cards. In addition, the Taichi should hit the market later this month. However, I suspect the stocks would be a problem as always. Next up, we have news from SuperFlower, the company which is known for their power supply and nothing else really, even though they have made some cases at some point. Today we learned that they just announced 2 new liquid CPU coolers, the Neon 240 and the Neon 360 models. These CPU coolers bear a resemblance with some Deepcool liquid coolers, especially the Deepcool Gamax series, but anyway. The SuperFlower coolers feature the latest generation of dual chamber pumps, aluminum-made fin radiators, and nylon-sleeved tubing. The mounting system is pretty standard from what I've seen in the pictures and uses both plastic and metal components. The RGB integration is extensive as it is the case with these types of coolers. Both the included fans and the water block have RGB LEDs, with the SuperFlower logo being illuminated in RGB of course, on the center of the CPU block itself. The pricing is not known at this point for either models or when they will be available for purchase. All I can hope for these is that they will be cheap enough to be worth the risk of trying yet another liquid CPU cooler that has no history on the market, especially when the market is already filled with rebrands and remodeling of the same products. And finally, Montech just released the Sky series of high-end enclosures. The first product to be released is the Sky 1 model, which features the Montech Air Performance Fine Mesh at the front, and other features such as a USB Type-C port, a graphics card holder and plenty of RGB. The case design is not that different from the likes of the Be Quiet Pure Base 500DX or the newer Fantex models, but that's not really a bad thing, as the design is restrained and will match the preference of many users. The interior is also quite good in terms of the layout, with ample space for graphics cards and the CPU cooler. The dust filtration is also a big part showcased with this case, with filtering at the top, front and the underside of the case, which is great to see, especially on an airflow focused product. The Montech Sky 1 ARGB case will be available starting November the 15th, 2020 in the US for $89.99, while the Sky 1 white version will be available for around $93.99. And this is the end of the 6th episode of the A.S.A.P Tech News, one of the few tech news series which aims to deliver you the news as fast as possible for your convenience.